petty all the time. I'm petty all the time.
Baby, welcome to the party.
Give me a P. Give me a E. Give me a T. T-Y. I'm petty all the time. Give me a P. Give me a E. Give me a T. T-Y. I'm petty all the time.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Petty Party Podcast. We are back and better than ever. It's only been 2 weeks, but we know y'all missed us. Anyways, it's your girl Shell, aka Egypt if you nasty.
Hey everyone, it's just Nick checking in.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Paulette coming out the set. What's good?
Hey y'all, it's your girl Crystal, aka Champagne Chris, aka Chris F. Baby, please say no baby.
Hi guys, it's your girl Jori Alia, and welcome.
Hi. Okay, so I have a question for y'all.
Hi.
Hi.
They can't wait.
Hello, ladies.
No, 'cause this is like a new question. So this is a part of like my dating escapades. That, I'm like dating, and I'm actually dating outside the box. I'm not just dating Africans. I am really being like very open at this point with my my dating experiences.
Interesting.
So, question for y'all. Do women care more about butterflies and feeling nervous around a guy versus feeling being safe, having things in common, and being comfortable?
The second.
I feel like, actually, I don't want this to come off like rude. I don't know. I feel like little girls love chase butterfly feelings. I actually pride a guy that I'm safe around and I can be comfortable, be my actual self. Like, I don't have to sit there and be my representative all the time. Because, when you first meet someone, you are your representative. You are coming as the one that you want, to showcase I am a catch. But then after that, you start tearing down the walls. So I need to be around someone I'm comfortable around. Yeah. Because you can be around someone that gives you butterfly and you never get comfortable around them.
Yeah.
They just give me butterflies.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I need to give it more thought because I'm more of like, why you can't get all that in one? But at the same time, like, I'm a Paulette. Like, make me feel comfortable around you. I feel like when I feel comfortable, when I feel safe, is like, that's like peak for me.
That's when that's when I'm like, I'll never snitch on you, daddy.
Period. I'll hold a brick for you, daddy.
Like, I'll be in the front seat like, what? But yeah, until then, backseat.
I'm gonna have to respectfully not disagree, but have a dissenting opinion because I think feeling safe around somebody is key, right? And I think it is nice, but as far as like building a relationship off of, I do. Even sparks, I know sparks are overrated and butterflies are overrated, but
are they?
A part of me does want to feel that. And if I can feel, listen, I can feel like I'm in prison around you. I can feel like I'm in a safe, okay? I can feel locked up. But if I don't feel butterflies, because have you never been with somebody where it's just like, y'all went on multiple dates and it's just like, dang, like you're cool. We have good conversation, but something's like missing. And it's like,
you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of whenever they say someone looks good on paper.
Yeah.
So like that second choice, it kind of reminds me of someone that looks good on paper. It's like, yeah, they have a great job. You feel safe. You feel comfortable maybe because they're established. But like as far as like that spark and feeling like excited to be dating them, because I feel like when you get butterflies, I feel like that person brings something different out of you than, what the common person could be. And I think that that's where you get more into that territory of like, hey, this could actually be my soulmate. So
I think that ties into the whole like aspect of being comfortable. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, yes, I'm gonna start having those feelings when I'm like comfortable around them and I like them. Like, this is someone I like see something.
See, I don't think you can learn butterflies. I think that butterflies is either like an instantaneous thing or it's not gonna happen at all.
Or like sometimes you could just meet someone and all of a sudden you get to know them and you're around them like, dang, like I just feel like I'm on cloud nine with them now that I know them and like I'm comfortable. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I said, that whole notion of butterfly, I just feel like it's like.
But what do y'all consider to be butterflies though? Because I feel like I'm still sometimes shy around my boyfriend and I fuck with him. You know what I mean? Like, and it's butterflies to me, but it's like, I feel like no matter how comfortable I am, sometimes I still feel like shy and nervous, but I don't know how to describe it.
It's butterfly. It's like, it's not actually, it's like giddiness for me. It's like, but I feel like for me, there's not one without the other. Like if I feel like butterflies and giddy around you, that means I feel safe around you. You know what I mean? Like it coincides. Like there's not one without the other.
But I guess for me, I'm thinking more of just like first 3 dates. I'm not gonna lie, first date, I'm probably not gonna feel safe around you only because like my guard is going to be up. Like I'm not going to allow myself to just feel safe with I just met you. Okay, respectfully, I just met you. So it's like I'm just going off vibes and how you make me feel. And I mean, by the third day, I may just be like, okay, now I feel comfortable. Now you make me feel safe, but I'm still going to be cautious because I'm just a girl. But besides that, yeah, I'm going off vibes.
Yeah,
that's a good question, y'all. Good answers. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and move into our motto. And one of our listeners wrote in. It's titled, "Is He Worth Fighting For?" Hey, me and my guy I was dating, we recently just broke up. We were dating for about 1.5 years. Throughout our relationship, I would say we broke up around 3 to 5 times because he didn't know how to be in a relationship, quote unquote. I was his first real girlfriend. We are both 20 and 21. At first, I was being patient with him, and still to this day, I would always know that we were about to break up because he would go into moods where he wouldn't talk to me, and then he would say he just hadn't been on his phone lately. Then we would end up breaking up. We would end up breaking up. He would end up breaking up with me the next day. He would never talk to me or anything until after we broke up, and he would be open, and then eventually we would get back together. This would happen a lot. I'm very supportive towards him in anything that he does always, giving to him even when it's my last. We recently just tried to cut contact. I don't know if I should keep trying with him or let him go. I also have a big thing with letting people go. Sounds dumb, right? I feel like I should let him go and live my life, but I just don't know because I do love him and I know he loves me. He never gave me a reason to not feel like that, even with all the breaking up. We still stay in contact and be each other's support systems. I just don't know what to do anymore because I don't want to keep dealing with this over and over again. Is it worth it or what? What would y'all do? By the way, I love you ladies dearly, and I love your podcast so much. I eventually want to start one with my friend because of y'all. Please help me.
Oh, that was cute.
Thank you.
They're young. She said 20 and 21. Yeah. That's real young. And so it's like, I think the mature answer, obviously, like, girl, you know what to do. But at the same time, like, it's easier said than done because respectfully, like, I know, like, she hasn't fully, like, developed, like, mentally, like, she's not like super strong to where it's like, okay, I'm just leaving, like that be maybe well, actually if you were, you wouldn't be writing this.
Right.
But yeah, and that's no shade. Like I think we all kind of went through that phase where it's like, do I leave him or do I not leave him? And again, the easy thing to do would be, leave him, because I don't feel like for you it's not fair to you to be in limbo with somebody who doesn't quote unquote know how to be in a relationship. It's either you do or you don't. It's not. Yeah. It's not. You're not building a house. Like it's like either you love somebody or you don't enough to be in a relationship. So there's that. But I just feel like we can sit and tell you leave, girl, but it's giving you want to fuck around and stay till you don't. So I don't know. Like it's just like
I would say like maybe like set up cutoff points. I would definitely establish some clear-cut, concise boundaries. I understand y'all want to be each other's support system, but if you're trying to like leave this situation, you're gonna have to pull back a little bit. Like I think I said this last episode. Like it's just one or the other. Yeah. You can't. I'm sorry.
There's no in between.
There's no gray area that creates confusion. Mm-hmm. Black and white the situation out. And so.
I mean, for me, I think that we've all kind of been in those relationships, especially when we were younger, because I've been there. Like, I was on and off with the guy for years, And I just thought, oh my gosh, like, he's the love of my life. We love each other so much. But I didn't realize, like, the negativity and the toxicity and everything that actually really did not need to be with was in that relationship. And there's a reason why y'all continue to go on, off, wax and wane. And like, I'll be honest with you, like a healthy relationship, it's not supposed to be like that. Yeah. It's truly not. Like, you're not supposed to have these ups and downs and like, because it sounds like, unfortunately, like this relationship is more of a convenience to him. So it's whenever he's in the mood to be with you, then he wants to be on. But when he wants time to himself and he wants to do whatever he wants to do, I'm not saying he's cheating or anything like that, but whatever he wants to do, then he can leave you alone. But then he uses you as like this anchor because he knows that you're always going to be there. So he falls back on you. And so then it's like you're there. So I think for yourself, I've always been a key in like taking the power back in relationships. You be the one to like clearly cut it off. You be the one to fall back, because I'll be honest with you, it's going to be a time where he's going to want to be off and he's not going to want to come back.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm walking back my statement. I feel like you should leave, just because like I feel like it's better to start those habits in your early 20s than it is later in your later 20s. I feel like it's easier, and then also it's like you become more sure of yourself. And the thing is, like, even though it might not be doing physical damage to you, you don't know how much emotional damage that's doing to you until you actually walk out of that situation. And like trying to rebuild like your confidence in like your mid-20s, it's difficult. Like your confidence and like your self-esteem, like all that because of a man that left you damaged, it's extremely difficult. So I was just like, girl, just leave so you can like literally start those boundaries now. That way, like moving forward and dating, it should be like good. Seamless. Like you should be seamless. Like dating should not be super difficult, especially not in your 20s, girl. Like
I know y'all are young too, so this might be like out the picture, but like you really have to ask yourself, like, would my husband treat me like this? Like, is that how you want to be treated? You know what I mean? And I know you're young, and so I'm pretty sure like marriage is not in your forefront, but it's like Crystal said, like you're young, like now is the time to take back your power and show somebody like I don't have to deal with this. I'm off of you and I'm moving on. Like you are like, instead of learning it now, later, learn it now. You know what I mean? So just really put yourself in a position, be like, I don't want to be treated by this long term, so I'm going to just go. Like, regardless of what emotions are attached to it, it's easier said than done, though.
Yeah, and in the great words of Christina Aguilera, if you love something, let it go, and if it comes back, that's how you know. But I will say that it is very important that you teach people how to treat you. Yes. And what you are teaching him in this situation is that he can leave and he can still come back. And I think that is the biggest mistake we make in relationships, is allowing that door to remain open and allow it to swing in both directions. And as much as it may be hard for you to remove yourself, or even remove yourself with the mindset of, okay, if he comes back, because he may not, respectfully speaking, but you should never allow a man to walk in and out of your life, because he will. The second a man knows that he can leave and he can come back, that's when leaving is not scary to him.
He will do.
He should be so afraid to leave you, because he should know that as soon as he leaves you, that door is not only locked behind you, but the deadbolt is on. It should be that serious for him. And I think because it's not that serious for him, that's why y'all keep breaking up. Because as much as you say like y'all are back and forth, the truth is, it probably is him like really setting the tone of whether or not y'all are together and whether or not y'all are not together. So like Nikki says, take your power back, take a step to possibly save the relationship y'all may have in the future just by cutting that bullshit early. So if he wants to leave, tell him stay gone forever, and then let him truly work his way in, and let that be the last time he comes in if you do decide to let him back. But don't let that door continue to revolve, because you're worth way more than somebody who wants to be in your life when he feels like it.
And also too, like if you do want to work on things and take him back, he has to be a changed person.
And they never change.
And they not at that age.
But low key, not at that age. But men will change for themselves.
Long enough to let you, keyword for you to let them come back.
Men will change for themselves. And if he comes back a different person, singing a different tune, doing all these things, okay, that's different. But like if he's just you know how to, women, we know how to read when a man's gaming us. Yeah, don't let him game you opening that door again. So yeah. You know, but I wish you the best. Thank you for listening. Thank you for writing in. And yeah, guys, we sound like the aunties.
No, literally.
No, but I feel like
or the wiser women.
Yeah, we've all been in that situation.
No, yeah, and like, have you ever like been in a relationship and it did you like trying to actually build back, like, damn, girl. This is who I am. Like, just trying to build back your bad bitch, your self-esteem, your confidence. Man. It's extremely difficult because you are so low, and trying to pull yourself up at that hole is like.
I don't think people discuss that part of like
a
breakup. A breakup where a man or a woman has broken you all the way down, and now you have to build yourself back up. And how challenging it is, because you are literally fighting yourself day in and day out.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
you have to choose yourself every day. Some days you don't want to, but then every day you're gonna have to. It's a hard fight, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but no one really talks about that at all.
And it's like that part, I feel like that situation had me so deep in where it's like you was questioning nice shit. I'm like, wait, why are you being nice? And it's just like, because you're a nice person. Like, that's save yourself, girl.
Yeah, we don't want you to go through that, or anybody, guys. Choose yourself.
Hey y'all, so summer's around the corner and I'm just trying to glow. I'm trying to go for a different look. I want to do some different hairstyles, trying to learn how to lay a wig. Like, look, I'm just trying to do it all. Do y'all know any new vendors?
Crazy enough, we were sent these units from Love Me Hair. Right now, I'm wearing a 5x5 brown highlighted wig with curtain bangs. It's giving me a whole new look for summer. And they're so affordable at Love Me Hair.
Yeah, and like I'm wearing a 7x6 curly unit, and it's free parting space. It's called Funmi, and like this like a chestnut brown. You know, it's a little something different.
It.
I know,
it looks so good.
Thank you, girl. Love me hair.
And then they have this 7x6. I like it. I'm wearing it as a middle part now, but you actually like do like a side part. I actually didn't even cut the lace, y'all. So this is literally just like. Put it on, you have the bleach so nice, nothing. Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is that it came with a wig cap, a wig grip, an edge comb, a back, and a label to label your. Who's doing that?
And let me tell y'all, look, you want to know what my label is? Big let.
No, it's
big hair.
Really?
You feel me? Yeah, that's my that's the label of my bag.
I feel like it's really beginner friendly because nowadays you have to buy a wig, customize it,
right? And you don't have to use like any like sealant, sprays, anything. You just put it right on, okay?
It's you. So what's the handle? What's the T?
So you can actually find them on Instagram and TikTok at Love Me, so LUV Me Hair, or you can go online to shop.lovemehair.com. And also, y'all, it's ran by women and, some for us bias type stuff. So like, listen, women-led businesses, I'm here for it. Okay?
Yes. And they're also kind enough to give us a discount code for our audience and our listeners. And it is PP25. And that gets you 25% off your entire purchase. So, I mean, y'all make sure that y'all tap into that because 25% off, that's not a small discount.
At all. Like low key, that's $100 off.
And once you use our code to get that 25% off, make sure you tag us on IG, TikTok, Insta, or Twitter, wherever you want to tag us at, so we can see your new units. Like we're trying to celebrate.
Period.
All right, and then like we said before, we're gonna be looking for the new tresses. So don't hide.
Yeah, I want to see them.
Us and at Love Me Hair
Inspire me.
are here at your service.
Thank you again to Love Me Hair for this beautiful unit.
Thank you. And all links and information will be in the description, so you can check down below for the details.
Love Me Hair. So yeah, okay. So we're gonna move on to the petty chronicle. I don't really have a petty chronicle. I guess I do in a sense, but it's a situation. It's really short. So we keep it brief. So
keep the ting brief.
Okay. So I was on the app Hinge, right? And I don't really be on that app. Like, I don't take Hinge serious. Guys, if you're out there and y'all take it serious, cool. Teach me how to take it serious. I don't. I look at it as like a social
my question
media app.
It's like, okay, so you don't take it serious, but like, what does it say under like what you're looking for?
It's not even, no, like when I say don't, like, let me be honest with you. I don't hang on apps. Like, to me, it reminds me of Instagram. Like, always having to check in. I'm like, damn, like, if I knew that this is what this requires, I would have deleted this a long time ago. Like, I can barely keep up with Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Twitter had to go. I can't keep up with them all. So I'm not going to have an app that's for dating. Now I have to treat like a social media app, even though it is, but no. So I was chatting with a young feller and he was cool. Like, he was cool. He had already put the date in motion. I was like, okay, bet. Like, let me let you know if I travel or not. Cool. So guys, like, I'm like getting things done. Life is life. And I'm doing me. Few days pass. I want to say like 3-4 days. And I come back in. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh my God. Look forward to like, doing what we said we're going to do. And he was like, wow. Like, he's like, it's been a minute. Like, you've been MIA. And okay, I want to know, was my response petty? Because I'm going to tell you what he did after I responded this way. So I said, LOL. I haven't been MIA. I've been here all the time. I just don't be in this app like that. Y'all, he unmatched me immediately.
Whoa.
Like, he disappeared. And I started laughing. I'm just like, dang, like, is this something I said? Like,
wait, did y'all go on your date?
No. We're literally, it was that weekend leading up to us.
So you weren't going to talk to him prior to the date, though?
But like, we had been talking. It's just life.
No, but you weren't going to talk to him leading up into the date?
I got back I went back in the app like, let me, come on.
And you weren't going to talk to him,
I was, but like, I didn't really forget, but it's like, I found time finally.
So you meet up with people like just off the app? You don't get their numbers first?
If I have to feel, I can't be giving out my 10 like that. Sorry.
Really?
My number is very important to me. Sorry, that's currency.
You.
No.
So
cannot give everybody their number.
So so you have messages waiting from him?
Girl,
no, I'm just asking.
Just one.
Okay.
And I have followed up like,
yeah.
How many days was it?
I said 3 to 4.
Oh.
I mean, but she followed back up though.
Yeah.
I think.
He said you've been MIA. You know what missing in action means? Like, I've been gone for weeks.
Yeah. I think if he wanted to continue the conversation outside of the app, he should have initiated that. Versus you saying like I've been busy, or did he?
You know what's crazy, Jori? I almost responded back with that. Like, I mean, if you wanted to communicate more, you could have asked for mine. But I'm like, I'm not ever initiating a man to ask for my number. Either you're gonna be a man about it or you're not. We're gonna stay in this app though until you do. I will never initiate that. And so, you unmatched me quickly. Was that like a petty response? Like,
no, I don't think so. I think he maybe felt played because it's like clearly he's living in the app. So
not only that, like
I don't think it's living in the app. Maybe he's just like serious. So the thing is, like, I think it's one of those things
if
where
you're
it's like,
serious, then you need to like. I'm sorry,
but
you
he
can't
planned a date.
Well, the thing is, how can he be? He doesn't have your number, so it's not like he can
That's
follow
his
up.
problem. Yeah. Bring it back to what I just said 2 minutes ago. If he wanted to continue this conversation out the app, he should ask for my number, and I would have politely gave it to him.
To make sure to see what you were comfortable with.
If we already have a date planned,
but y'all was gonna have to exchange numbers somehow because y'all gonna communicate through the app like, hey, I'm pulling up to the date.
Yeah, but so for me, I would have been like, hey, okay, like, you know, I'm really not on this app very often. Here's my number, so that way we can continue talking.
See, I don't know about that because
my number.
It is a dating app, and I'm not about to be freely handing my number out to people.
He needs to ask for it.
If he already made the date with you, he's clearly interested in you. So I don't know. Giving him my number wouldn't be like a huge thing for me personally, but
I wouldn't take it personal.
Can I just be honest with you? Like, okay, in my dating world now, I don't feel like I know this may sound bad. I'm not putting in any like extra effort. Like, I need a man to pursue me. Like, pursue me. You should be asking for my phone number. He did well planning a date, but like, you can't now get mad at me because I don't live in this app. I have things to do. Yeah. I know a lot of people that hang in Hinge. I don't hang in Hinge. I just hinge and go. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know. I wouldn't take it personal. I think that's just
I was just like, was that petty? Because y'all immediately like, I went back to her response. It was gone.
Your response wasn't petty. I don't even think he was petty. I just feel like he was just like, you know what?
Fuck her.
Cut this shit early. Bye. Like,
cancel Christmas.
I don't think he was petty. None of y'all were petty.
I don't think anyone was petty.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. I'm like, what's that?
No, y'all both did what y'all had to do. Honestly. Yeah.
I'm like, MIA. That's so, like, that's aggressive. Missing in action. But yeah.
So y'all, I don't know if y'all had seen that video with Michael Ealy and
my God,
Megan Good and Jonathan Majors.
Fake news.
It's not really fake. Continue, Crystal.
Okay, so if y'all don't know, Megan Good and Jonathan Majors, honestly, to me, it's giving PR, but they're in a relationship. Allegedly. And I don't know, it's always just give PR from the beginning, but whatever. But it's been a long time.
You know, he's trying to erase the stigma of having a white queen.
Don't care.
Like what
if Michael B. Jordan did.
I don't like
him.
The only way to erase that, she has to leave him.
Does not look real. She
has to leave him.
What?
He needs to. I'll be honest with you, like someone like Megan Good being PR for Jonathan Majors is crazy to me.
But I think it's more PR for herself. She just had a movie come out, so I think it kind of is mutually beneficial.
She's been with him long before that movie came out.
We'll get there.
And long before the promo for that movie.
No. But that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like ramping up because they know Michael B. Jordan. Like, you have to get in the news cycle first. So that when
was Megan Good even putting out movies?
Wait,
she's been putting movies out.
Which one?
One's on Netflix.
Not think like a man.
Theater.
Because
Nikki, do not play on this good
PR for Prime Video.
No, Nikki is not lying because even that Netflix video came out as Jamie Foxx video. I didn't even know Megan Good was in the movie until I was watching, and I was like, "Oh, that's Megan Good."
Cool.
I don't consider her a mainstream actor anymore. Anyway, she's still acting,
but I don't think someone like Megan Good needs to be doing that.
Well, Megan,
especially with him, he has a bad rap himself.
The thing is, mainstream or not, I still feel like she's iconic. So, regardless, I feel like the playing fields are just a little bit
like
off.
Tracy Ellis Ross doing.
I don't think
Jonathan Majors.
Actually, I don't think it's off. Jonathan Majors was at one point in every movie that required a black male actor.
No, so I'm not even talking about.
At one point, he was the bigger artist.
He was absolutely the bigger artist. Like he was literally the bigger actor by far. Everyone was talking about
in the 90s and early 2000s.
I wouldn't say. I'm talking about her career.
We're talking about right now. If not for him losing that $80 million contract or whatever because of what happened with his past relationship, then he would have still been pretty big.
I look so disgusted in my face because I don't care for him at all.
I said what I said.
I don't think it's wise for her.
Yeah, I mean, let me finish though. I still think it's.
Did you watch the Prime Video movie? You would understand why I said what I'm saying. But the PR's not working.
So, anyways, they've been anyways. I don't know what event they were at. Don't really matter. So, Michael, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that Drewski video where he did a skit where it's like you're in a relationship with a girl and they're at her birthday dinner and some random guy comes and daps up your girl and hugs your girl and he's just sitting there looking like, why is he hugging
It was a
my girl?
celebrity.
Like, yeah, like anyway, so Michael Ealy comes and he gives Megan Good a hug and picks her off the ground, like, and Jonathan Majors just sitting in the corner like, interesting. Like, just sitting in the cut like, damn. And literally skips over Michael Ealy and goes to dap up everybody else and like, awkward. To me, it was awkward. And then they got in the picture together, and it just was like, damn. How you feel? Your girl was just lifted up off the ground.
Well, the reason why I said fake news because the original video was posted and he actually greeted Jonathan Majors first and then said hello to Megan. How they try to create that?
Now he did, but I will still.
But it was weird.
But
that
it's
he picked
still,
her.
regardless if you dapped him up, you still pick somebody else's girlfriend up off the ground.
She let you.
But no, I didn't know you were gonna do that. Imagine your boyfriend being there and somebody comes to hug you and picks you up
He
off the
could do
floor.
that. Or my man standing right next to me. Like, I'm sorry, I don't give a single fuck.
You don't. But how's your man gonna feel?
But let's think about Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy has always kind of had that persona of like,
I'm Mr. Studio Girl.
Yes. So like being like,
has he had that persona?
Absolutely.
Yes. He always plays like the fine man.
Are you talking about his roles or him as a person?
Because since he threw the babies out that window, I have not fucked with him since. I'm not gonna lie.
For color,
I can look past that one because my man,
but I will say Michael Ealy is a really good actor. Someone like him, like
I like him in
he's not
Power.
doing the PR stunts with people like Jonathan Majors. So why is Megan good?
what are y'all talking about?
I just don't understand.
These are all three great actors.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Well,
Yeah, they are.
yeah, they are. I'm not saying. Okay.
Nikki said, let's put some respect on their name.
I am always gonna put respect on their name, but
Even
I'm
though
just
Jonathan
saying,
Majors ain't shit, he's still a great actor.
I didn't see. My argument is not him being a good or bad actor. I'm just saying I don't understand why someone like Megan Good is next to someone like Jonathan Majors. I always
Maybe
say
she
that.
actually likes him.
When she's saying, and I'm gonna
Why? I
back her
couldn't
up
tell
on
you.
that. When she's saying that, I don't think we're not talking about like factoring in their acting careers. I just think like. Again, like
They don't look compatible.
They don't look compatible. They don't look good together. They don't
When
look.
Michael picked
it's
up, she
very
looked back at him
awkward.
like,
I wish I was you.
She did. She was like, don't get mad.
and then like, I don't know.
Does Michael Ealy have a wife?
He is
I think
married.
so.
Oh, damn.
But like, it's just, I don't know. I
I'll
feel
fact check
like,
that. I don't know if
feel
they're
like-
still married.
I feel
But
like
There's
Megan
a
could be doing so much.
And
better
again,
than
like.
that.
I feel like there's just a respectful, as a man, there's a respectful way to handle somebody else's girlfriend, especially in front of her boyfriend. Like,
But they are-
you didn't have to pick her up. Like,
They are
you
your
could have just
elders,
gave
so
her
you
a
have to
good.
respect them.
But my thing is, we don't know how good of friends that they are. That's
It doesn't
probably normal for their
matter.
friendship,
It
and he
doesn't
doesn't give a
matter.
fuck about Jonathan Majors. Apparently,
Clearly,
'cause
he don't.
picked her
That's what
up.
I'm saying.
You don't
Like,
respect them.
Let me be honest, y'all.
even if we had like a little bro, little sis, put me down. Like what are you doing here? Put me down.
couldn't be with
But I feel
someone
like
that
if she
people are
wanted to be
comfortable
put
trying
down,
you on
her
that type of
face would have
level.
shown. Her face shown happiness and joy
She
and
looked very
gleeful.
happy.
So
Extremely
Shit, probably Joy and Gleeful because
Literally.
she been hanging with him. I don't know what he been doing here since he has her in the fucking 80s, bro. Like this nigga, I should be like, what are you
bro,
doing?
have y'all seen that video?
Where he's dancing, and I'm just like,
yes, not like us. I'm like, what is he doing?
he literally looks like a modern pilgrim. Like I don't understand.
Not
like,
a modern pilgrim.
He does.
I just like a
no.
PIMP in that suit.
He
It's
looks
so oversized.
he looks a mess. He always he
Like,
dresses
it's
like,
like
a
a Joker
slave.
suit.
I'm sorry.
He dresses
He
like
has
the
to
Joker
stop.
wearer.
Oh, but if Drake was to say that, y'all tell me he can't say nigga no more.
because he can't. So and what now?
But Jonathan
Yeah.
Majors just danced like he put a feather in his hat or something.
Bro,
I don't know.
honestly,
Something about
and
him.
his look at his
He's
shoes
just
point
dancing
upwards.
like he's just really trying
He
to
really do look
rewrite
like-
that image.
No, it really gives that he's like dancing for the white men. I don't know.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're all Real Housewives fans.
Nikki is
here.
staying. She said, I refuse to engage. We're
I'm
moving
not.
on.
Yeah, because I don't. Y'all.
I don't like him. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't. I'm
Jonathan
so sorry. Like,
Majors? Was he found
no.
guilty?
No, he actually was cleared of all
He was
charges.
cleared of he was cleared of all his charges. Like,
But he was found guilty first, no? At first, before he was cleared? Or no?
There's a video. that
Isn't
hit
everybody
the net.
considered guilty?
No,
Oh.
it's innocent
No,
until
you're
proven guilty.
innocent.
But,
No.
But the masses assume you
Well,
guilty,
for black
and then you
people,
fight
it's
for
different.
innocent.
But the thing is,
in the court of public opinion, they
You're
thought he was
guilty.
guilty.
Yeah.
but she also like lied about a lot of things.
A lot
So
of
it's like
things,
I don't know. Like I'm kind of indifferent about that situation. Like don't get me wrong, I wasn't happy that he was even with her. But the simple fact that like we see this time and time again, like there are
She
plenty
ruined
of
his
times
career.
where white women have ruined black men, athletes.
That's what happens to bunny hoppers.
Well, regardless of the fact he didn't deserve that, like he was literally like on his like he
Word
wasn't
to
even,
Dr. Umar.
the thing is he wasn't even at his peak whenever it came to his acting career. So it was like
Why they tell you not to hop too early?
But y'all said he
Anyways.
was in his peak. So which one is
no,
it?
I don't think he
Just
was.
kidding.
He was
No.
climbing.
Oh,
He was-
the thing is, I've never. I guess I seen him in movies, but I never like.
Yeah,
I didn't watch
the Rocky movie.
Yeah,
it was either an $80 million or $150 million contract, but he lost it.
It was for the Marvel contract.
The Marvel.
Yeah, it was a really big.
You hopped out that way. That's crazy.
That's really big.
Sister would not allow that.
Okay, so we're all Real Housewives fans. I want to know how y'all feel about Bethany Frankel's comment. So basically, she was talking about the Hamptons, and she was saying how she was. I really don't even know, but she was basically trying to say, like, there's a lot of different types of people here in the Hamptons. It's not only rich people. There's also a large Black community.
And then she tried to cover it up by saying, and African Americans who have beach houses or live on the beach or whatever, but.
So what's her point?
The statement was clear. I think
that there are Black people in Hamptons now.
So lately she's been posting a lot of videos trying to clear up, I guess, people's like the narrative of what the Hamptons look like. So she posted several videos about that, but this particular video was just speaking about how like, oh, y'all think it's only rich people, but it's not. We have Black people, we have Latin people. So people are just like, do you think that rich means white and Black means other? Because why can Black people not be included in that category as being rich? So people are just pretty much just saying like, cancel her for that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm done canceling people for being racist. I just feel like let the racist people be racist and just support who you want to support, because at this point it's kind of just like nothing Bethany said shocked me. Nothing she said shocked me. It's just like y'all are alarmed that a rich white person thinks that Black people cannot be rich and live in the Hamptons. Like that's not shocking information.
Yeah, but not even just that. Like if you look at the history of the Hamptons, it actually like goes back to like
Martha's
African
Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard, a very very large, rich African American culture. So it's like clearly she doesn't even know the history behind where she's even at because of colonization.
She probably doesn't.
Let me ask y'all a question though. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all feel like, because based on her like intent of like putting out that video, obviously she was trying to say that, and correct me if I'm wrong because I didn't watch the video, but from what you said or what you explained, it sounded like she was trying to just say like, hey y'all, it's not just like white people in the Hamptons, there's Black people as well. Now, do you feel like her intentions of saying that video, it wasn't to just with racist intent, it was just to be like, hey, you guys stop being ignorant thinking there's only white people in here.
But see the thing about it is, right, I don't think that you have to intend to be racist. And that's why I said, like, I'm done canceling people for being racist, because I feel like the more you cancel people for being racist, you're just canceling them for saying what they think is wrong. But
that's how she normally
Because I think what happens
so.
is she just revealed a part of how she really views the world. And if you view the world a certain way and you speak long enough, eventually it's going to be revealed to people. Yeah. So do I think that naturally she feels like there's a hierarchy when it comes to like race? Yeah, naturally she does. We've seen Bethany on reality TV. We kind of know.
Come on now, y'all.
I mean, she's the same one who went viral for getting mad at Chanel not letting her in the middle of a
was about to bring that up,
like economic crisis. So it's kind of just like she's not socially aware at all. She lacks situational awareness, self-awareness, social awareness, all those things. So it's like Bethany's not the person who I expect to even speak on anything.
But my question is like, in regards to that, is are we now being complacent by just chopping it up and tolerating it and saying like, oh, it's Bethany, like that's just who she is, that's just how she thinks, she lacks self-awareness, instead of actually holding her accountable for what she says and making it to where she actually has to diversify herself and change her way of thinking? Like, I think it's one of those things where it's like, whenever we are, I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things where whenever we allow someone to be racist and we just say like, hey, I'm just not going to support you, like I'm not going to cancel you, but I'm just not going to support you, I'm just going to know like, hey, you're a racist, like we're almost still allowing racism to continue on.
I think at her big ass age as a white woman, there's nothing that we could say to make her not be a racist anymore. I don't need to hold her accountable. Like that's just who she is. I'm not a fan of her. Like I knew her on the Real Housewives. Like I might have not necessarily engaged with her. Like just I'm a fan, but like I knew who she was, and I've seen her watch her stuff. But now at the stuff she do lately, I scroll right past it. You're not getting my content. You're not getting my views. You're not getting anything from me. Now that I know this is who you really are at your big ass age, to be so dense, even with the whole Chanel thing. Oh, Chanel wouldn't let me go in because I was dressed like this. Black people get judged like that every fucking day. And the fact that you came the next day, quote unquote, dressed up, I could come as a Black woman fully dressed up to Chanel and get treated the same fucking way. So you act like, oh my God, I can't believe they treated me the day, that's people's actual reality. And the fact that you sat there and you took it as a joke, like, oh, I never shop at Chanel, but you're gonna still shop there. And the thing is, you don't deal with that every day. You didn't get in there one day because you was dressed in fucking bummy clothes. People who are dressed to the nines still can't get in there. So to me, it's like you crying about some shit that happened to you one time in your entire lifetime that people deal with every day is crazy to me. She'll forever be out of touch with reality. I'm sorry.
Bethany has been like that since season 1 of Real Housewives of New York, and now she's just on a platform, and now she's loud.
I'm not gonna lie, she's declining. She's reaching. That's why she's reaching for subjects
but no, I'm
like
just saying,
this.
like she's been like out of touch. Like she's been that way. That's I'm like.
I feel like that's how all the ladies in New York are, honestly. Like everybody's
Ramona was the same way.
Ramona is worse.
How was that one girl they treated? Oh, Ebony. Y'all see how they treated Ebony? She was the most educated woman on that show, and the way they kept coming for her, and she just I hate when they're angry black women people. Oh, I hate it.
And let me back up when I say I'm done like canceling racists. I want to let racists be racist. What I mean by that is there's been a pattern of people using black rage and baiting black people into making them like infamous, into making them famous, into shooting them into every media cycle so that everyone's talking about Bethany, who no one ever talked about her before. Bethany has not been on the Shade Room probably since Shade Room's inception, but now she's on every freaking black news blog because she baited black people into being relevant. It's just like, I feel like as black people, we need to stop giving that to them because it happens so many times. There was recently a TikToker who recently was like being intentionally racist, trying to bait people. And she even came out and said it, like she wants to end up on conservative platforms. And it wasn't until like us, someone came out and was just like, hey y'all, we know exactly what they want. Ice her out. Do not discuss her. Do not repost her. Do not talk about her. And because of that, we haven't heard of her since.
But no. They didn't listen because she made it to where she wanted to be, and she even said it. Y'all fell for. I'm like, I mean, that's actually crazy. Like
she said that, but since then, like we haven't really heard of her. It didn't last past the 2-week cycle. But I do think we have to like be more just like cognizant of like who we're giving attention to. Like there are some people who like, if you're a racist and you're in power, if you're a racist and you're making policies, if you want to be racist and I don't even know who you are, I'm not going to take time out of my day to go down a rabbit hole to figure out who you are, become enraged, and then spread this information to everybody because no, stay irrelevant. There are so many racist people. Like I don't have the time, the energy to convince people who do not like black people, do not respect black people to respect us because they never will. They'll apologize to your face and be racist in private.
They don't mean it. And again, my point, there are some people who were just naturally racist, right? And I feel like some people, if you truly don't want to be racist, you want different, long ago in your life, you would have aligned yourself somewhere to understand to not be a racist. But at 50 and 60 years old, all of a sudden now you don't want to be a racist. I'm sorry. It's too late for you. Like, it's not genuine to me at this point because your entire life, you never cared about understanding the other side or being an ally to black people. And now you want to do it. That's so ingenuine to me. It comes off so fake and I don't support.
I agree.
Yeah. Black Lives Matter.
Always. For real. What happened with the lady selling $10,000 wigs?
Okay, see, oh my God. So there's this lady. Y'all know the lady who makes Naomi Campbell's wigs? Naomi Campbell.
You didn't say that.
Naomi Campbell. How I say it?
Like that.
Okay, keep going.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Like,
Paulette said like
that. I apologize that made you look awkward.
Michelle.
We sometimes need to learn to
what's it called?
Just move on.
I mean, it don't matter. I'm thinking of a Campbell soup. Or maybe I don't say Campbell right.
And it's okay because there are things I say mispronounced that.
No, she's saying it like the English way. And that's okay.
I don't know. But anyway, so whoever makes her wigs, it's like super expensive. So they pretty much came out and was like, yeah, these wigs are $10,000. This one's $11,800. This one's $9,000. It's like just like a bob. And people have been like
going crazy
because they're just like, you can get this off of this website, that website. Now, however, I will say that they are like making the wefts, like hand tying the wefts there at the company, like in-house. Like that is not like cheap.
There's a name. I think it's called like stage wigs. There's tiers to wigs,
but
and
it's
them paying $10,000 for wigs. Like it's worth.
But when has Naomi Campbell ever just been known for hair?
Her hair's always
she has been
bust down.
Bust down middle part.
No, she does have that bust. She does have that bust down middle part.
But outside of that, I can't recall any other hairstyle.
But I mean, that's her staple. So
yeah, but so like y'all think that's $10,000. Y'all don't think that like
I think she's.
You don't think that Tay could just put that on your head for like $2?
I think that's the difference. Is I don't think it's so much of just the look. I think it's the fact that like each hair is like handpicked.
Yeah.
Human wefted. Like a human weft and machine wefts are completely different. I mean, I did see the machine wefting it, so whatever. But I mean, even if you get like a machine wefted closure, like someone who does it here in the United States, that's like $500 just for the closure itself. So I could imagine someone making a weft for the entire wig.
Because like you have to ask yourself, like, why are people like, for example, Tyra Banks not going to people like Tay? Like they're actually investing in their like. If you look,
is Tyra?
Tyra Banks is not investing in nothing hair.
Tyra Banks has been known for her hair, and so yes, I don't know why. Tyra Banks from America's Next Top Model.
She has looks, but I don't know if she's been known for her hair.
Her hair has never been. You have never been anywhere her hair looks crazy.
If anything, Beyonce.
Okay.
Maybe Beverly Johnson.
Let's move on in the conversation. Y'all lost me.
Yeah. I mean, because
I'm like, we don't know where Beyonce gets her hair done,
but like
Beyonce,
we do kneel.
The point of it all is just that. I don't understand the argument on social media. I don't. It's like apples to oranges.
What is the argument?
It's out of their tax bracket.
It really is.
Yeah, if you got it, then you got it.
The argument is too expensive.
Yeah.
She's a multi-millionaire, so she can afford
I
it.
understand being a both, and everyone has like what they want to spend their money on at the end of the day. But for me, and maybe because I came from, I don't want to say humble beginnings, but like I wasn't born into being like a millionaire. Once I become a multimillionaire, that probably wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna spend $10,000 on a wig.
You say that until it's in front of you. You see what a $10,000 unit looks like. You know what I mean?
I probably like the most for me would probably be like I go to Tokyo or I go to Tay.
Yeah.
And they were saying, I think Jewish women, I think they don't show their real hair, so they don't normally wear wigs.
They do,
and they said that it's mainly them. Like they invest that wig, they wear that same wig for like 10 years.
10 years, that's true.
And like
that's
replace it every 10 years.
And no shade to that, but I've seen creators on TikTok, and y'all need to go to some black women. I'm sorry, y'all dropping tens of thousands of dollars on those wigs and
don't look like it.
It doesn't look like it. I'm sorry, they don't. I was literally looking in the people in the comments were like, "Go to a black woman."
Looks like they date white women. Looks like they date white men because like white men like.
What they say, hard wigs, soft life.
Yeah, they like a certain type. So wait, okay. Quick question: did y'all listen to Meg's album?
Mm-hmm.
How'd y'all feel about it?
So. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I'm gonna put out some stuff here. Initially, I didn't like it. I'm be honest. Initially, I did not like it. And it's not because I feel like Megan's a great rapper. I feel like I think she's a great artist. I just think that overall, I don't know if Megan, like her artistry, I don't know if she puts out music that will stand the test of time. Like, I think she puts out trendy music. I think she puts out like poppy music that's good for like, but like, I don't know if a lot of her music has replay value. Not all of it, but a lot of it. That was my first thought. And I still stand by that. Now, I did go back and listen to her album and like through and through. And I do like more songs that I don't like. I will say that. I do like a lot of the songs. Like that song with that little Asian.
Oh, yeah.
Ate that. Watashi was
it's TikTok that made me like that song.
No, I liked it immediately.
Like Haruka girl,
something hot girl, something like I don't know, but like ate down. Like a lot of her songs, I actually do like, and even Find Out, she ate that song.
Even Moody Girl
ate. Like a lot of her songs ate. The one with UGK ate. Like I think she did a great job. But I'm not gonna lie, the difference was listening in the car. Like that made a world of a difference versus just like listening on like my Alexa or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think I think her album was good. I feel like outside of Tina Snow, I don't feel like Megan has a great like I don't feel like I think Tina Snow is Megan's best project to date.
Best.
Like I think
that's
what was it, the other one? Bad News. That she had Bad News.
Traumazine.
Traumazine.
Yeah.
It was okay. There was a couple of songs that I liked on there.
You know what's crazy? I actually kind of like that album.
Yeah, it was okay.
It's the same. It's the same-ish.
I think that Megan's album gave me like fun. I think it gave me fun in like the atmosphere of like everything that she's been going through for these last few years. You know, for me, it made me be like, dang, I should have went to her concert.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Like I actually like enjoyed it, but like of course, it wasn't like a thing where it's like, okay, these are like household songs, like they're not staple songs, but
they're fun songs.
But they're fun songs,
and I like that.
I went from
I like
start.
it for what it is.
Yeah, I went from start to finish, and I still replay a lot of the songs. Daily.
No, so I do like her album, and I think that if you don't like, I'll just throw it out there and say just give it a second chance. Just because, like for me, off initial, I was just like Megan, no, because I just feel like. For Megan to be the rapper that she is, I think she can do a lot better. Like
Absolutely.
I think Megan delivers bars, and I feel the body of work, the production, it's not even her rapping. It's just the body of work, the beats that she chooses in the production. Sometimes is just like, why is this the route that you went when you could have like ate on an icy ass beat and just slid like just
but
made
some
it
of the
like
beats were really good.
No, yeah.
I'm not gonna like y'all.
Overall, like
I'll be honest with you, like I was very like don't get me wrong, the album's not. I'm not saying the album's bad, but I wasn't impressed once again. Like it's just the same thing again with another name. She has the same. Nothing in her songs have changed. You're listening to the same song over and over. It kind of reminds me of Sexy Red. Sometimes you listen to her song and start sounding the same. That is Megan Thee Stallion.
I have a
her
question.
music does not elevate at all. It sounds the same.
I have a question for y'all.
Fun, you know,
are y'all really? And maybe it's just me. I can't listen to the Rap Girlies album through and through. I can't. It cannot keep me. Whatever's on the radio, trending on TikTok, cool. But I don't have it in me for any of the Rap Girlies to sit there and listen to their album through and through because it doesn't give from beginning to end to me. Like when I get to listen, I be having to skip. And maybe I'm just not a Rap Girly fan that way.
But you know what it is?
I can't get through it.
But I think that's what separates good albums from great albums, because, and this is not to like big up Nikki or Cardi, but I do think that their album is diverse enough where you can listen to the entire album and not feel like you're listening to one album. And I think that's the difference. It's like you'll listen to it, okay, it'll be rap, it'll be a slow song, it'll be hip hop, it'll be pop, and then it's like you're in your feelings, but then you're not. It's like it just gives you enough variety where you can listen to it through and through. Whereas some albums, it's like if I'm not in this mood, I can't listen to it because all the songs are like the same genre straight through.
And I think that's what saved Cardi. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Because I do like Cardi. I do like Cardi's album.
It's what made her
very
career.
diverse.
And the fact that in 2024 she can still go to big venues and play that music, that tells you something.
And it'll still
not
that
playing
album.
I'm gonna have to run that
other album.
Bro, that album was great.
Right, that whole album was good.
That album was great.
Green came on the rotation.
Invasion of Privacy.
Invasion of Privacy.
Yes, like
Start to finish,
with Kalani.
But you
I
know
was like, wow.
But that's what people are looking for. Like that is a body of work.
But I do think that I think that this is Megan's most diverse. Like this is her most diverse body of work.
That's what I say. She actually gave different moves.
Yeah, she did.
The thing is, that's what I'm saying.
She slowed it down. She sped it up. She did pop. Then she did real rap. And
then Fever. You think?
Fever.
Yeah.
I mean, Tina Snow to Fever, and then to this.
But I just think. Okay, so I do think this is her most diverse album. What I do like about Tina Snow is that I feel like Tina Snow is more her flow. Like I feel like this fits her. She rides every beat like very smoothly. I feel like when she starts trying to do the different, it's just kind of like.
But to be honest with you, what I can commend Megan on is the fact that she was able to bring. She was able to transition like her love for like anime and her love for that type of culture with rap. People aren't doing that. And that's the thing, and I think that's the reason why this, like, even
it definitely has a part in why the album is doing
absolutely
well,
like you can clearly tell that she had
the first with a K-pop feature, but I'll let you finish.
Yeah. Who she didn't say she was the first with the K-pop feature. She's the first to incorporate anime into bodies of work.
That's literally what the name was like.
Was blinding everybody with their numbers and talk about.
No,
this
because
album.
even if you listen to like some of the lyrics, she's talking about a lot of like anime like characters. So it's
good.
That was like, but we've always known like since Meg came out, she's been into anime, and we've known that. So I think that it's nice that she was able to incorporate that, and I think that this album shows like just kind of like where she's at in her life. Like she's just living,
fun,
and she's having fun.
And I love that
but
for her.
I do have to agree that I will have to honestly agree the album really doesn't have replay value like that. It just doesn't. I'll be honest. Has good songs on it, but you have to be honest about it. It just doesn't.
I think it has replay value.
I think
maybe not for years and years of time.
Sales. No.
Shout out to y'all for listening. That's what I want to say.
You have to have these conversations. Be honest in them.
No, I do think overall her music. I feel like this album does have replay, a little bit of replay, not maybe 100%, but it does have a little bit of replay.
If you didn't have TikTok around, y'all wouldn't be jamming some of these songs the way y'all do.
I do. I would.
You wouldn't.
Oh, I know.
I don't even have TikTok.
TikTok blows up songs for me.
A lot of people make TikTok songs for TikTok.
I know, but I don't
Listen, that was for TikTok.
But the thing is, I don't even have
TikTok.
TikTok.
And then a dance move with it. That was for TikTok.
I don't even have TikTok.
No, I'm just
like
saying
for me,
general.
like I listen to those songs, and those are the like even it's so crazy because it's like I also think it depends on like the type of person that you are, because I will say like I was talking to some of my coworkers like, and they absolutely love Megan. Like I mean, like love Megan down. And it was like Hispanics, Asians, white people, like they love that girl.
Yeah.
But what really put them on to Megan was Tina Snow. It wasn't this new stuff. Yeah. I'll be honest with you.
Maybe.
I do think that there are artists now who are very popular and it's not even really for their music. I'll be completely honest, because like the way, like for instance, what is his name? I may get his music confused, but Zach Bryan, right? Zach Bryan had this big country concert. Invited Sexy Red to that concert. You would think that he was going to do one song, something. He invited her out there to twerk. And in my head, I was just like, it's almost like y'all know who she is. And the crazy part is his girlfriend did a podcast and she was like, oh my gosh, I almost mixed Sexy Red. And I kept asking him like, oh, did you have her twerk? Did you have her twerk? And I was just like, or something. And in my head, I'm like, not did she play this song? It's almost like you know who Sexy Red is, but you have no idea probably what even song she sings. It's like just that, I don't know. So sometimes I'm a little.
It's all about personas too. Because the thing is, like, I mean, let's be honest with, like, even when it comes to Sexy Red, like, is she really gonna be known for her music? Like, Sexy Red is just a persona. Like, that's actually why she's popular. Like, Sexy Red is Sexy Red. Like, you're not gonna be thinking like, oh my gosh, like she has this hit song that I'm gonna listen to 10 years from now.
No, it's just her persona, her style.
I mean, true, but. There are for someone to say I'm a big fan of Sexy Red and then not know any of her songs is crazy to me.
That's crazy. You're not a fan.
That's what I'm saying. There are some people whose persona or whatever or career, it transcends their music, where people know you but they can't sing a song you sing.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick Lamar after. Just kidding.
What?
Oh, there was a TikTok.
Like, what?
Kendrick Lamar?
You actually
you really just compare Kendrick Lamar to Sexy Red?
No, I used Kendrick Lamar as an example. I didn't compare him to Sexy Red. I compared him to the example.
How can you even put them in the same category?
Wait.
No, she did it. She was
first of all,
that means
is
we weren't
Kendrick Lamar as a human so above
because
Sexy
she
Red?
wasn't comparing them.
as a human.
Like, I mean, they're both humans.
As an artist.
They're both human. All I'm saying is that when it comes to like, let's think about people who are not heavily in Black culture. We're not going to act like people are big fans of Kendrick Lamar after not like us. They're big fans. Oh, he's the GOAT.
I'm so confused, bro. At this take,
here's what I'm saying. I think people just be talking from their own like perspective.
I'm glad you said that. Like that's true. That is true.
I'm being very serious because I did have a conversation with people and they said, "Oh, Kendrick Lamar's the GOAT." I said, "Name me 2 of your favorite Kendrick Lamar songs." It got so quiet. Oh yeah, name his favorite song that you have. Not Like Us. Okay, you like Not Like Us. After Not Like Us, name me why you think that Kendrick Lamar is better than Drake.
ADHD to Pimp a Butterfly.
I mean, you are a Kendrick Lamar fan.
There's like,
but you're a fan.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just say that
from your perspective.
You're generalizing him as an artist. You're now saying that he's only well known because of Not Like Us.
That is not. That's literally not what.
Can you please explain what you said again?
First of all, everyone, guys, let's pay attention to what I'm saying. Let's not get lost. Sometimes I understand we're big fans of people and we don't want to hear them disparage. I'm not disparaging Kendrick Lamar at all because I actually like Sexy Red as well. So it's not like I'm disparaging any of them. I said there are some people whose career gets so big that it transcends their musical career. So they know the artist, they don't know their music.
So pause right there. Do you feel like Kendrick Lamar as an artist is bigger than his music?
Yes.
Really?
What do you mean? So you think that everyone who knows Kendrick Lamar's name knows Kendrick Lamar's music?
I don't. What would they know Kendrick Lamar for other than music? Kendrick Lamar,
he's everywhere right now. They just played Kendrick Lamar at the Olympics in Canada. What do you mean? Kendrick Lamar's song is literally everywhere. So
I would have to disagree. I mean, I'm gonna let you go, but I would have to disagree because I feel like the reason why it would be different if Kendrick Lamar was a personality. There's some different artists like Sexy Red who are personalities, like Megan Thee Stallion who have big personalities, and it's like, okay, yeah, you get on the internet and you do this, and we know you for that. Kendrick Lamar has been known for rapping through and through. I don't think we know him.
That's all we know him for.
Okay, first of all, you know what? I feel like since we cannot have this conversation without
people... What do you mean we can't have this conversation?
No, because everyone's getting excited. I think y'all are literally missing my point because what y'all keep doing is looking at it as the lens of someone who is a Black woman in Black culture. I am not talking about you. I'm not talking about me. I know who Kendrick Lamar is. I remember listening to Section 80. I liked Kendrick Lamar when he first came out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are some... And it's a good thing, by the way. It is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It is a good thing to be bigger than your music. That is most people's dream. Beyonce, at this point, there are some people who know who Beyonce's name is, and they probably, if you play a song, they'll probably say Rihanna's song and think Beyonce sang that. Yeah, when I was younger, I knew who Pink was. I thought Pink was a Black woman. I did not even know Pink was white until I got older. There are some people who become so big that they transcend their music, and you can become a fan of that artist without really knowing their work. And there are some people, Sexy Red is that way. Sexy Red.
I'll be honest with you, I'm a fan of Taylor Swift, and I barely know her music. Yeah. I just like her. I like her. I like her. She creates good music that I like. And I know
who the Jonas Brothers are. I cannot name you a song that Joe Jonas has sang. I cannot name you a song that the Jonas Brothers have sang. I didn't know. No, I don't know them, but I know who they are. There are some people who know who Justin Bieber are. They cannot tell you who their music is, but most people, if you're Black, you know who Justin Bieber is. But if you're Black, can you sing a Justin Bieber song on cue? I mean, there's some people who cannot. You know what I mean?
So I first song.
Yeah. So
Justin Bieber's album went hard.
You have to take off that lens of bias to just truly understand the conversation. It is not to make a personal attack. It's, let's just...
Yeah.
No, can I make a pub though? Please go listen to Justin Bieber's journals.
That went hard. I have that album in copy. I have that album in a CD.
His
journals best word.
I had to take PYD off of there because R. Kelly.
I was so mad at
Justin.
that.
So I had to delete that.
You know what's funny? I was on TikTok and they were playing like all like R&Bs from early 90s and like R. Kelly carried R&B. They're like, R. Kelly, it's so crazy. R. Kelly carried R&B.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was like,
he did.
Low key.
So let me, no, absolutely. I
can't even find that. Like, R. Kelly,
100%.
He don't carry
people
it
to this
now.
day not touching him. But let me just.
no one really carries R&B right now.
Let me just really quick, because I know, like, we were talking about Meg Thee Stallion, right? And y'all know in that, what was it, the hit song that she dropped, the diss? She has a line in there that says, she was like, you was dancing on the internet making R. Kelly go viral. Who is she talking about?
I don't know. I was still trying to figure that out. Because is she talking about Nikki? Did Nikki do that?
No,
it was a
she's
TikTok
not.
trend, but I don't know who she's referring to in that moment.
Me neither.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was just like, damn, like, every time I be saying that bar, and I'm like,
Maybe she's talking about everyone who's the haters or whatever. I don't know.
but she's like, I can
But
never
the whole
be for the
song
bitch
was
who's
like
dancing and making R.
That's
Kelly
what I'm
go
saying.
viral.
The whole
And I'm
song
like,
was like catered towards Nikki, so you would think
And
that
Drake.
yeah,
Oh
Drake.
yeah.
She shouts out a lot of people,
She did.
as she should have. But
But anyways.
Oh no, I have something that's just way off topic because I started watching
Michelle,
Flavor of Love,
Uh-huh.
and honestly, I have a very hot take. I honestly think that the reason why Flavor did not pick New York Bowtie because he knew she was too good for him. Like if you watch how New York came out out and just the way she was always on him, I feel like he could never give New York what she wanted.
Yeah, I
and
think
he knew he New York, I'm not gonna lie, was the Nene of reality TV on that area, right?
She was.
He played off that and used her for that.
I think it's one of those things where
hold on, New York being on Flavor of Love both seasons,
Twice.
Yeah.
And for you
Like
to deny her
her
twice.
coming on the second season, like
Judas.
ratings.
Oh my God.
So he used her, and
He
it's like,
did.
oh,
He did, but you know what? I think it's one of those things where, like, let's be honest, was Flavor really looking for like something that serious?
He was
Like, I
looking
feel
for
like
arm
if him
candy.
and New York had ended up together, like that was like going to be like a lifelong thing.
that's what I'm saying. He didn't like. He
I don't
wasn't
think he was
ready,
ready
for
for
that.
that.
But like him and New York
Are any
they
guys
actually
ready?
had a relationship.
when they're on a show like that, I don't think so.
But no,
That's what
him and
I'm
New
saying,
I'm
like-
actually watching him and New York actually have a relationship outside the game. So I'm like, every time they have their one-on-ones, I'm like, it's like y'all are picking up where y'all left off every time. Like, you like this girl, and like the way you're dogging her out on TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just he wanted arm candy.
yeah.
Honestly.
Every
That's
time
what- that's really
every
what it
episode, I'm
was.
just like, wow.
And not
like,
to say that
Flavor
New
is
York
using
wasn't,
New York,
but-
and like she doesn't see it.
Yeah, he just wanted like he wanted a certain image on his arm,
Right.
And he got that each time, and
Each
for it to go
time,
nowhere,
for them to
literally nowhere.
drop you literally after the show ended, and New York was riding for you
Every time,
And the second season, when she came back in like the final, you allowed her to reach the final round, and you still didn't pick her.
Still didn't pick.
Remember
her.
her mom said, "Why would you want to be with a guy who didn't pick you the first time?" I'm like, New York, wake up! Like your mom is right. Like this man's gonna do you in
Damn,
again.
I love going back and watching 90s because or like old sitcoms.
Oh
Just
my
like-
god,
just be
no,
like-
it was
not
cringe
sitcoms,
and
sorry,
very
like reality TV.
racist.
I don't know.
It was.
I wouldn't say charm
white
school,
girl-
but
Pumpkin was racist as fuck.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin was a
the
hater.
fact that she spit
was-
on that girl.
She was so mad at New York because she could never be a New York.
I don't know how y'all remember these.
You were the
these
token
shows.
white girl.
It was
Oh,
just Pumpkin
that
in
was
New York
such
and
a-
Delicious.
that was such
I
a
can't
big.
remember
Maybe
that type of
Boots. I remember Boots.
Yeah, no,
And
but
then,
I'm about to hit the episode where she
Safari.
spits on New York. Actually, they were just haters and they were mad, bro. But
Yeah.
anyway,
So we're gonna go ahead and transition into our topic today. And I saw something on Twitter and it really had me like thinking. And so I wanted to bring the discussion to the podcast. Before I read what I saw, I want to ask y'all just really quickly a yes or no type vibe. When it comes to forgiving, do you think you can forgive and forget
mm-hmm.
It depends on the
on the situation?
situation for me.
I feel like there's a wide range of forgiveness. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like some people paint forgiveness as like, oh yeah, we can be cool again. We can, I can sit in front of you. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, me forgetting is you disappearing.
The thing is,
Not
like,
only that, it's just I don't have to speak to you. I don't just to forgive you. I don't even have to tell you I forgive you. If I like am over it in my head, it's forgiven. Like and like I don't have to fuck with you ever again. I don't have to speak to you. And it's like
that's
whatever.
where I'm at. I think it's hard for me now, like in my adult years. Like I said, it really does depend on the situation. But like if you did something like really like heinous to me, I can forgive you, but I can't go back to like what we were just like doing before. Like I can't just pick it back up where we left it off. It's hard.
Yeah. So it had me thinking because she had posted and she said, rarely have I forgiven someone and it was worth it. Every time I've chosen to forgive someone and move forward, I've been slapped in the face with the same type of behavior later down the line. And so it made me start thinking, and I'm just like, dang, like when I think about the times where I thought I've like forgiven somebody, like I can agree with her. Like I've forgiven somebody for something, they turned around, they did it again. And like you said, Nikki, like I've come to the realization, like I'm not really a forgiver and a forget type person. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I switch up. I act different. It's really hard for me because I take it very personal when people play with me. So I wanted to bring to the conversation because I'm like, dang, this whole time I'm thinking like, I can forgive people. But in reality,
I don't.
Depending on the certain situations, I cannot forget.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I just can't. Yeah. I can't act like nothing happened. It's hard for me. I'm gonna be a little petty about it.
Even forgive to me is like it depends on like what we're defining forgiveness as, because like there's some people who I feel like if you have made me feel a way, probably in the last 10 years, it's lights out for you. I'm not gonna lie. Like you don't have to do like anything where it's like you're physically harming me, but like if you made me feel a way, you hurt my feelings. Even women, like. You're done. Like there's people in college who've like, I'm like, low key, that was mean. You're not coming back from that. Like, I'm sorry, just because it's like, and again, I don't hate you. If you walk in a room today, hello, but like, we're not finna be buddy. Like, I just feel like, no, because you hurt my feelings. Yeah. Like, and I take that very serious because it's like, I don't know, I'm not sensitive. I'm a very emotional person. So it's like, and I'm very aware of like, you know, how I feel and like how I felt in that moment. And you can't come back from that. That's just me.
So does that mean that? So do you find it hard to resolve conflict?
No,
she's saying that she can forgive, but she's just saying sometimes it's hard to forget certain things. I think for me, what it reminds me of is like, okay, you know, whenever you're about to purchase a new car and you kind of have your eyes on a particular car, and before you never noticed that car, but now that you're thinking about getting it, now you see it everywhere. And so that kind of reminds me of people's actions. So it's like once you've now brought your action to the forefront, now it's kind of hard for me to unsee it. So now I take that situation, like I've forgiven you, but now I take that situation and now something that I might have overlooked later on, I'm going to think about that situation and be like, what was actually their, what was their reasoning behind it? Like, and so that's why sometimes I find it hard for me to forget certain things. And that's why I feel like sometimes for me, depending on the situation, it's just better for me not to be friends with you at all and to not have a relationship with you at all, because I can't look past what you have already shown me.
So for me, I would say like, I'll be honest, I'm a pretty forgiving person. But as far as like the forgetting part, I don't forget. But I'm still forgiving. So how I look at it is like your actions are what makes your character, right? Even in mistakes and in like intentional things, that is your character. So regardless of what you do, like it's how I see your character is going to be based off those actions. So I may forgive you, but unfortunately, like how your character looks to me is going to have a small blemish. Now in 2 years, you can make it up and I can say, okay, you have a good character because you did mess up and you were able to take these steps and all the other stuff. And even it could be a thing where it's like, I look at you even better because I feel like you've taken action to like resolve it. But regardless, like I don't have the ability, me, myself, I really don't feel like most people do, to forget the things that make me feel away or give me like hesitation when it comes to like building a friendship. But I don't use those things as like a barrier as far as like continuing a friendship for me. No, I'm the type of person where it's like, either I rock with you or I don't. I'm not going to be in your face smiling at you if I don't rock with you. If I don't rock with you, it's going to be very clear. You're going to know like, oh, she don't fuck with her. Or it could be a thing where it's just like, I mean, you didn't do nothing to me, but it's like, we're not people. You know that we're not people like that. And it's not because even what you did made me feel a certain kind of way. It's just because you have a certain character that I don't like people with that character as friends. So just really is that.
So that's why.
Well, I was going to say, to go back to what Jori read, how has that worked out for y'all? Like, has it worked out for where like you've forgiven and forgotten and you stayed friends with that person and it worked out? Or did that person kind of end up showing you that all over again?
I mean, it was funny because I was going to say, I applied that to a dude. I'm like, every time I've forgiven a guy, like I've been shown why I shouldn't have. But when it comes to like my like female friends or women that are friends, I don't know. Like if I choose to forgive you and move forward, I'm not going to keep like going back to that because that means I have not forgive you and I haven't moved forward with you. So to me, like if I say I've moved forward and I've forgiven this person, I'm not going to be referencing like, hell, I've been in some situations with friends where most people probably wouldn't be cool with that person anymore. But because of who I am and how I'm built, I found a way to move on from that and be better. So that's that. We don't even bring it up. We don't talk about it because we've moved on from it. But if I keep bringing it up, that means I haven't moved on from it. And I think a lot of people struggle with that aspect of moving forward with people. So
see, I understand that's your perspective, but I would have to disagree. Well, just for me, because I feel like I don't ever have to bring it up, but I still know, I feel like I'm just not going to get, once you're weird to me, you're always going to be weird. Like, I just feel like once you're a weird girl, like, you're always going to be weird. Like, so I just feel like I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to like, okay, let's hang around and see if she's going to do it again. No, we're just not going to hang out. I don't have beef with the girl. I don't, there's no issue, but it's like, I'm not going to invite you to dinner. Like, I'm definitely not going to invite you to one of my dinners or something like that. Right. I'm just not going to do that. And it's like, it's not going to be a thing. Like, okay, well, we don't have to bring it up. You're not going to get the opportunity to bring it up because we're not going to be around each other. So that's I just feel like it's not like I'm not harboring it because in my head it's done. Like I don't care, but it's just like I'm just not going to get. You're just not my type of girl, and we're just going to leave it at that.
So I have a question: are you applying this concept to like acquaintances or like your core group of friends? Because like I want to have a better understanding of what you're saying. Because like
I don't think I've ever
core
had
group of friends like y'all work and talk and stuff.
But I don't I haven't had like super issue with the core group of friends. And the one time I did, it was a situation where it's like, you know what, I had to take a back seat. And it's not that we still talk, you know, it's not like we're beefing or anything, but it's still just like there's some I just take a baby step because it's like there's some things where I'm just like, we're just not as close. Like we're not, you know. We can still go out to eat, but it's still just like there's distance there, and it's visible distance. But like, I don't think I've ever had, other than that one situation, I don't think I've ever had like huge issues with like a core group of friends. Like, I think it's like one of those things, and not. I feel like the reason why, because it's like with my core group, especially with these ladies here at the table, I feel like I know y'all to like the core. So I know like anything that happens, it's not going to be like intentionally trying to harm me. You're not trying to make me feel, you're not trying to bully me. You're not trying to like, you know, belittle me, any of that. Versus like acquaintances, I have felt that before. You know what I mean? So it's easy for me to be like, okay, you're weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
okay, I understand what you're saying now.
I definitely feel like when it comes to friendships, I forget really easily. Like, I forgive and forget in that situation because those are my friends. Like Michelle said, like intentionally or unintentionally, like people do things and you have to really understand like people's intentions don't really be what you think it is. Like some shit really is accidental.
Right.
And I think like what Paulette said, like the tweet or quote that I read or whatever really applies to men. And I'm like, I hold men to a higher standard because it's like I'm talking to you, we're dating, we're trying to build towards something. And so when you violate me in that way, it's actually really hard for me to forgive you because again, would my husband treat me like that? No. So to me, and when it comes to friendships, I can forgive and forget. When it comes to relationships, I'm not gonna lie, I can't. I've come to the conclusion I can't. Yeah, I can't.
So then I agree. I'm there now. There. Like,
there's fine line between acquaintances and friendships, especially for relationships. And again, like I don't know, like we talked about it last episode. I don't talk to my exes. Like it's none of that. Like kiki ha ha da da da. Done. Like, and again, I don't hate you. If you needed a job, just maybe, cordial. But you cannot call me for no tires. We don't have that. You can't call me to like, no.
We don't have that line of communication
at
anymore.
So then my question is like, are there rules to how you argue like with your friends or with like acquaintances or with a relationship? Because my question is like, for me, I kind of like to apply that across the board. And I only think of that because with my core group of friends, I think there's just certain things that they wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of the fact, like, they can have a lack in judgment, but I think that there's certain lines that they wouldn't cross. So, like, my question is like, are there rules to whenever it comes to, like, those arguments or those lack of judgment? Like, why you wouldn't apply those same rules to a friendship that you would to a man?
I feel like in 24 hours, if it's still in your mind, talk about it. But I'll be honest with acquaintances, you're not checked really off. I'll be real with you, like it's not really like a checkout, but it's like what we sitting down and like,
there's nothing to lose.
You know, your
like,
acquaintance, that means like you're not even like, you don't know anything about me, so meaning like this could really be the end of us right here and it wouldn't matter because I don't check in on you, you don't really check in on me. We're people that just see each other in passing. You are not like, I don't even call you friend. See, that's, I think a lot of people too careful how you use that word because a friend is what a friend is. Y'all are my friends. Like, I know who acquaintances are, and I don't refer to them as friends, right? So it really just, I'm not going to lie, I don't see the energy behind it because I get it. Relationships, my friends, that's different. Acquaintances come and go. That's why they're acquaintances. They're not close. Y'all are not close. I don't owe you a conversation, really. I owe my friends a conversation. If I ever feel away about something, I owe y'all that. But if, like, you're an acquaintance and you just come in and out, what am I doing? What are we doing? Just be out. That's it. We don't have to talk.
So do y'all feel like it should be normalized that just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean that you have to continue like the friendship or the relationship with them?
I think so, because if someone is just not comfortable anymore in the friendship, why do they have to be held hostage?
Right. I think because society tells you like, oh, you know, once you, and even they teach you at a young age, like, oh, forgive somebody. And then when it's like, we're little kids, like, oh, hug her, you know, like go to her and hug her, give it to him, give him a kiss. It's just like, no, we actually don't have to do that. I think we're built or like taught to do that as we get older, like, you know, as kids, but it's like, no, actually do what works for you. And for me, I'm not doing that. Like,
but you don't think that's almost over? I think that is normalized, though. I will say, I think it's almost the cutoff culture is like really normalized now.
Right.
So I think it's almost to the point where I'm not gonna lie. Like if I meet somebody and they say like, I fell out with like this many friends, at some point I'm gonna look at them like, have you ever sat down to think that maybe, I mean, it's not that you are, but you might be the problem, because if you are losing so many friends, something like you at this point, you're the
common denominator.
You're the common denominator.
Yeah. But the thing is, to be honest with you, I think that, like Michelle said, like we have normalized cutoff culture so much to the point where I'm like, I think people cut people off over like some of the craziest things.
Things that could actually be worked out.
Things that could actually be like fixed. Like,
yeah.
You know, like.
But I think that's what acquaintances then. Like,
I think even with friends.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with me, I don't believe in like, because I believe you said it on many podcasts where you don't believe in like long friendships be like ending.
Yeah,
I don't believe in that either. But like, there are just some people. I don't know. There's some people that have worked on themselves, and there's certain things they're just not going to accept anymore.
But how can your best friend of over 10 years like be no longer in your life?
But because something
I understand like over like something like that was actually like. Okay, for me, like big, you know, like something, I don't know, something you just can't come back from. But some of the things I hear, I'm just like, what changed? Like, I understand that you healed, but like, so what were you doing these last 10 years? Like, how can you now say you don't have anything in common with this person to the fact that you don't even speak to them? But this is your best friend of over 10 years. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I feel like it's just certain situations apply. Like, because one of my friends, she lost her best friend for like over a very long time. They grew up together, and I kept telling her like it's forgivable. But it was one of the situations where I just kind of had to back off, because it's just like, one, I don't really know how she felt when that situation happened. Like, especially in where she was. And I feel like that's something that we have to factor in, because I can sit here and tell y'all like, oh, this person did so and so to me, and y'all would easily tell me it's not a big deal. But if I tell y'all, okay, but I was depressed then, but I was broken then, and she was, you know, I felt like she was kicking me further down, then it's a different situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, one, I feel like you don't know what the person's going through. And then two, I also feel like it kind of like, I feel like with girls, it kind of becomes like an out of sight, out of mind thing sometimes. If we're not talking consistently, we do lose things in common.
That's true.
Do like, you know, it's like we're not really like keeping up. So it's just like when we do talk, it becomes awkward. We don't really have much to talk about. Like we're in so many different stages past like where we were before. It's hard to pick back up. So I think that's where it kind of factors in like, we don't have anything in common no more. Like,
yeah.
So to piggyback off of that question, do y'all feel like sometimes forgiving people is enabling? Because I know y'all are saying it's normalized, like forgiving people and then cutting them off. But like, I had a friend where she crashed out of some crazy shit behind this dude, and he was like, okay, I forgive you, but I don't want to fuck with you no more. And she cannot understand. And I'm like, just because you apologize doesn't mean he's obligated to fuck with you. And she was just like, well, I've done this in the past. And I'm like, okay, that's the problem. You're skating by giving apologies, thinking that your behavior is excusable. And now that somebody's really like, okay, I forgive you, but I'm not fucking with it. Now you don't know how to handle it. And I'm like, I think we sometimes do enable people by forgiving them from their actions so quickly and on a regular basis, because now they don't have any accountability for the things that they're doing and why they're crashing out with people.
Well, I think when you're a repeat offender, it's completely different. You know, it's one of those things where like now you're actually like not learning from your actions. So the first time, it's kind of like, okay, the saying of
fool me once,
exactly.
Shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you.
Yeah,
can't get fooled again.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, that first forgiving part, you're not enabling them. But now if you come back and do the exact same thing or something very similar, and I still forgive you, now, yes, I am enabling you and your behavior. So I think that's one of those things where we have to realize, just because you apologize to somebody, people have their boundaries and they are not obligated to still fuck with you. Like, it's just, it is what it is. But I do think that sometimes we cut people off for things that are just like very wild. And like, to piggyback off of what Crystal said, like when Crystal said like, okay, sometimes it's awkward, like out of sight, out of mind. I recently like reconnected with someone I was very good friends with in the past. And we just kind of, like you said, like it just kind of fell off. Like, you know, we just kind of went in different directions. And when we reconnected, I was like, dang, this is why we were friends. Like, and I realized like why we were such good friends at that point, because like we have so much in common, you know, like, and I can really learn from you and you can learn from me. So sometimes I think that we do ourselves a disadvantage.
For sure.
By,
but a big part of it is ego.
By like, by like distancing ourselves
ego
from certain people.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I definitely feel like a big part of it is ego. It's like women don't like to be. Sometimes women just don't like to be wrong, or they don't like to just like swallow their pride and just be like,
they don't like to be held accountable. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
However, and I know I'm just the one that said the opposing, I will add that sometimes there are some friendships that the friendship is just built off of time. That's really just it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And proximity.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I really think that's what it is, because there are, mind you, there are some times that you could be friends with somebody and it's just like, even like outside looking in, you're looking and you're just like, oh, y'all are friends? And it's like, oh yeah, this is my close friend. It's just like, and from the outside looking in, you're looking and just like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you can't tell them that's like, this girl is not your friend. Like, she's hating on you. Like, she's making like, she's undercutting you. Like, she's taking attention away from you, or she's, if you can, every single time a moment comes to congratulate you, it's like, here comes a snide remark to bring everybody's attention away from the fact that you just had accomplishments. It's like little things where it's just like, girl, this is your op. Like, this is low-key your op. And it's just like, it wasn't until like years later, the person's just like, you know what? Like, this person actually fell out because I had this moment. They didn't show up for me. And I'm just like, dang, it took you this long to figure out that like this person was not for you. It's like they missed so many big moments. And they were just like, oh, well, we've been friends for so long. And it's just like,
no.
Yeah, y'all were like, you know, it's like a relationship that's built off time. And it's just like, but I think even with time being in a friendship, there still has to be some sort of like respect. And like you said, like, shared values, shared like having things in common is important, but also making sure that the relationship is healthy, the friendship is healthy, and it's not like a toxic attachment.
So do y'all feel like y'all give people, okay, so like going back to that, like let's say that you have a friend and like out of nowhere, like they clearly become your op. Like it's like a thing where
nowhere in there.
No, but like, like literally out of nowhere, like it's just literally everything is not aligning with none. Like it's to the point where like you're actually giving hater vibes.
Yeah.
But you look at it and you're like, well, they're going through a lot in their own personal life. Do you still like stay in that friendship and try to like work through it? Or like, do you just like completely fall back and say like, hey, you know what? We can't be friends. Like, cause at this point it's like, you really are becoming my op. And I understand that you're going through a lot, but I can't do it anymore.
Having it in a friendship, but definitely in a relationship. And I just feel like when people are fighting demons, you have to be really careful, because next thing you know, the demons start fighting you. And it's just like, all of a sudden you at war. So it's like, one thing about it, if you're going through it, I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to let you rock, because it's like, all of a sudden it's like, I'm now the target of all this anxiousness and anger and all that stuff. I haven't done anything but try to help. So it's like, you're clearly not even in like the space to accept the support that I'm trying to give you. I'm going to take a step back, because why would I willingly let a hater in my space? No. Why would I willingly hang around my op? Like, what?
Okay, so is it easy for y'all to admit that you're wrong? And let me ask, okay? So like there's a situation. So say you and your friend are having a debate and you're making good points, they're making really good points, and y'all just kind of going back and forth. And then after a while, your friend's like, you know what? You're right. Like, it's cool. Like, you're right. I completely understand. So then later on, you realize that you actually weren't right and that your friend was making good points, but you just still continue to go back and forth. Are you the type of person that's just like, you know what, like I'm just gonna leave it alone, like she already admitted that I'm right? Or would you like go back to her and be like, you know what, like I was actually like thinking about what we were talking about earlier, and I realized like you actually were making good points and I don't think I was actually in the right. What kind of friend are y'all?
If I find out that I'm wrong on something, I have to tell you that. I can't have someone walking around thinking that they're, you know, incorrect on the information they're having in their brain. That's crazy. You're the one that's wrong.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm very accountable for my actions. Like, I know if I fuck up, I do something wrong. I know if I'm out of line or I'm not behaving a certain way. Like, I'm very quick to positive. Like, dang, like I did this, and I was wrong for that. And I feel like you can't hold yourself accountable if you're not self-aware. I feel like self-awareness is such a real thing. And until you get to that point, you'll just excuse your behaviors or just go through life doing whatever you want to do. But I feel like being accountable to your actions is just so much more healthy. I'm not gonna lie, because you're able to, like, when you take accountability to your actions, you say that to somebody, you're able to move past things quickly. Like that awkwardness that happens when someone thinks they're always right or whatever, or they just acting a fool. It's like, no, like when you say, hey, like I actually said this, you know, I was fucked up for that. Like I was out of line. I should have talked to you like that. Like it makes like fosters like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but like, I don't know.
Creates animosity. I would say if this applies to a man though, because I've been in situations where I know the fuck I'm right. I know I'm right. I can look it up in the encyclopedia. I can go to google.com. I'm right.
Yeah.
But they will never accept they're wrong. And it's like to the point where it's like, it kind of belittles you in a sense because you feel like you're dumb. Like, it's like, dang, like, there is no, like, you are never wrong. That's crazy. Like, people always tell me, like, you can't always be right.
Yeah.
But you can't always be right.
I saw a TikTok that this lady posted, and she was like, honestly, I just let, like, she's married. She's like, I just let my husband have it. She was like, I'm not gonna lie. She was like, he was asking me where a water bottle was. She was like, it was right in front of us. And she was like, I don't know, babe. She was like, I'd learned to just stop fighting my battles with him. She was like, there are times when I know without a doubt I am right. She's like, but I'm not gonna belittle my husband. She's like, I just don't have that fight in me, like, to just go back and forth. I don't know. Like, and I'm like, honestly,
I feel her.
That's a right.
I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue with anybody anymore. When I've seen that, I was like, dang, like, to be honest, I don't have to always be right. I might know I might think I know everything. I might know what you talk about. I don't know, babe.
No,
I don't know.
But
you look it up yourself. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
No, good.
Oh, I'm about to say my favorite thing to say is you got it. Like I literally just be like, you got it.
The thing is,
but that's you like it.
You know what the crazy part is?
You like it. I love it.
Whenever you say that, because
I
feel like I sometimes I've gotten to that point where I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Like, I don't feel like arguing, but it almost comes off like
whatever.
Passive aggressive.
So
you could have just said what you wanted to say.
Let me be more specific.
Okay, I don't got it. What you gotta say?
Do what you want to do. I said all this.
But
I said because it's just
I know, but people are gonna take that wrong. I'm telling you, because whenever I say stuff like that, whenever I say something like that, people are like, it comes off like you think that you're right, but you're just giving it to me, and now it's like still rude. Yeah. So sometimes you're just better off just being like,
that's
okay,
why.
yes, that's right.
I say it from a perspective of like, we're not gonna go back and forth.
Yeah,
like, do what you actually want to do, because again, it's like, okay, you want my opinion, I give you my opinion, and now it turns into, so I'm like, just do what you want to do.
I feel like when you say that, that's basically you better off just like, because it comes off negative. So at that point, you're better off just arguing with them and proving your point at that point. So to me,
they don't
I'm like, you know what, you're right.
Like, you're dismissing the person.
Well, they don't take it negatively. Sorry, guys, they don't. Like,
but what I'm saying is that
they don't. Like,
what I'm saying is that I'm not really talking about like petty argument. I'm talking about actual real like situation that deserves a conversation. There are some people that I cannot take fault in where they're wrong at, and so to me, you're just gonna say you got it.
No, I'm not gonna.
Like, you won't find a peaceful way to rectify the situation. Sometimes you don't have to argue though. There's a way to learn how to communicate.
You know, I think that's the thing. So I think that whenever some people don't realize like how they can be coming off in that moment. So it's like, yeah, you're telling me like don't argue, like we're not arguing, but I see that your body language has changed. I see that your tone has changed a little bit.
Octave done raised.
Yeah, and it may not, and it may not even be like a full blown yell, but it's like I can clearly tell that now, like there's passion behind your voice. And so for me, like you have to know who you're speaking to, and so sometimes in that moment, you're like, you know what? It's cool. Like,
yeah, and that's
I feel like there's a better way to say it's cool respectfully. Like, I don't think telling someone it's cool is a way to like, you know, there's a way to be like, you know what, hey, I understand right now you're passionate. How about we table this and come back when we both are calm, cool, and collected, and we can actually have a good conversation.
But then you say that, and the next thing you know is I'm calm.
No,
I'm not, you can't win for losing.
Exercising the whole effective communication notion, like, you're gonna be. I just feel like passive aggressive doesn't work in relationships. That's how you have problems.
Ideally, yes, Paulette, absolutely, you would be right. But I do feel like sometimes even like healthy communication becomes exhausting. It's like, I actually don't feel like talking about this, and I'm not saying it's right to just be like, okay, you because when I say in the matter I'm talking, it's not. I don't mean it in a passive aggressive tone. So it's like, I actually don't want to go back and forth, and not even like, okay, we're arguing. I just don't want to keep talking about this topic. Let's move on. We talk about something else, and then we can, you know what I mean? Like, that's just my thing. Like, healthy communication is like great, but it's like we don't have to talk about this right now. Actually, like we just let it go. It's okay.
If I say that, dead it. We're not coming back to this.
We don't have to come back to it either. It's just like we just don't have to talk about it right now, and I don't care.
No, truly, forward. I feel like I kind of agree, but I would say that the way I handle it is a bit different, because there are some times where like I'm talking to somebody and I can tell like you know when somebody's going to listen to your point when it's like they're like already on the other end. Out. And so a lot of times like I'm not even going to waste my breath. So not even like to say like waste my breath, but it's just like I'm going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. Or I may just be like, okay, you know what? Are you okay? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about it? Are you comfortable doing that? And this and that, because regardless, it's like, it's your life, it ain't mine. So it's like, if you want to go through your life thinking that way or moving that way, that's completely your cross to bear, not mine. So it's like, I'm not going to let the anger or annoyance of not getting my point across like affect the tone of the conversation. Now, there are some times where it's just like, maybe like you said, like you got it or whatever. I think that comes more from a place of like, I'm frustrated because I actually am trying to talk to you and you're not allowing me to speak, or you're not giving me like a voice to speak. Then it's like, if I'm saying that, I'm not even trying to be healthy. It's like, I'm actually just frustrated. So I was just like, I'm saying, okay, you know what, you got it, whatever. And I don't really care that you can pick up on my frustration because you low-key being rude. So that's where I think that I would handle that. But for me, I'm not gonna lie, most of the time it's like, one thing about me is like, I will never argue with somebody who is like, as soon as you raise your voice or as soon as it starts getting active, like, I'm out. I'm immediately out. Like I refuse to engage. Yeah, I it's like something about me is like I just refuse to engage because it's just like I don't want to like get into a screaming match with somebody, especially if we're friends or if I'm in a relationship. I will never get into a screaming match with somebody. It's like I refuse to engage.
That's a boost.
Like, you guys are speaking from a perspective of arguments. I be feeling like even if we're having a regular conversation, we're on a topic too long, I'm ready to move on. Yeah. Like so I'll be like, okay, cool, whatever. Like,
like because you're ready to move on. What if they're not? Like,
that's what I'm saying. It still can come off like a little like
but you
dismissive.
also have to but you also have to respect my boundaries. So we're gonna keep talking about something that I don't want to talk about.
Well, it depends on what the topic is.
Yeah, and so I'm saying I'm not speaking at it from an argumentative perspective. Obviously, if there's an issue on the table, then yes, we can talk to resolve this. But if it's something like let's move on. Like I think it's okay to like move on from a topic that it's low-key a dead end.
I agree. I do agree. I think that sometimes you do have to learn how to transition that topic, but it's hard because like I said, if someone's like really into that conversation, sometimes it is hard to move on from that without it becoming off like being dismissive. But then like Michelle said, like sometimes, because I used to be that type of person where it's like, I could tell that things have gotten heated and then like I'm trying to like still have the conversation with them and like I'm not yelling or I'm not like raising my voice. I'm still trying to talk to them. But I realized at that point, like once someone's gotten to that point, they're really not listening to you. Like, let's be honest. Like they're just not like
just waiting for a chance to speak.
Yeah. And not even just that. It's like, I just think that it's like they might be listening, but they're not processing what you're saying. So it's just hard to even come to any type of resolution in that moment. So you're right. Like I do like after a while, I just have to realize like it's better for me to just like bow out gracefully than to continue trying to like have this conversation with you and it's not going anywhere. It's not going to change anything. You know, like sometimes it's better off to have those conversations later on.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna lie, in conversations like that, it's so easy for me to tune out.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting right there
on accident.
And you think I'm engaged
on accident.
I'm somewhere else.
Really? Not talking
but
about
that's other issues.
Let me ask y'all. Okay, so it just kind of goes back to the question of like, are you able to admit that you're wrong? So has there been anyone in your life that you like completely cut off and you realize that you probably like preemptively did that?
No.
And you kind of like miss their relationship, you miss their friendship. Are you able to like double back and be like, hey, you know what?
No.
Let's be friends.
No.
Everybody got cut off.
I feel like this question changes clothes every episode.
Yeah, it does.
Every episode like puts on a new jacket.
Because
the answer is still no.
If we're not friends, I'm not going to beg for your friendship. That doesn't even make sense.
No, it's not begging for a friendship.
That is begging. That is begging. Can we be friends again? Like lightweight begging.
Rekindling. That's a good.
I mean,
lightweight begging.
I think almost the opposite has happened to me where it's just like I've had a friendship where maybe they did things that they weren't necessarily like bad things. Like it doesn't make their character bad, but it's just like the type of person I am. It's like the type of boundaries that I have. It just felt like my boundaries are constantly being stepped on, and so I just kind of like took a step back, like from the friendship. And then it's like I tried to like have the friendship again, and then I realized like, you know what? I feel like maybe like we're not compatible as friends because I feel like the type of person you are. Not only that it's not that you don't respect the boundaries, you just don't acknowledge those boundaries. You don't even think those boundaries exist, you know?
Right.
And it's just like you're gonna always like, I don't know, you're always going to irritate me almost. And it's just like, it's not fair to you to be friends with somebody who is constantly like picking at you or like making you want to change who you are as a person because maybe like your intentions are completely harmless, but like we can't be close if you move that way type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think I had that in the reverse where I had a conversation with somebody and explained like as to why like we shouldn't talk anymore. And he could just refused to see like where I was coming from. He had a rebuttal for everything, and like months went down the line, and he came back around and was like, "Hey, like I see where you're coming, blah blah blah." And I was like, "I'm sorry, it's too late. Like I done moved on. Like I tried to have that conversation with you then, and you felt like everything I said was I'm pulling out my ass. And now you finally see, now that you have clarity, now that you see the grass isn't greener, now you see what I'm talking about. Like I'm sorry, but like where do we go from here? We can't go anywhere.
No,
can't go anywhere. Like."
That I feel it'd be be niggas. Y'all be doing that shit. You be ready to have a conversation like, let's resolve this. And opposite, it's like, y'all don't hear, y'all don't see, y'all can't see the point at all. It's like low-key gaslighting me.
Right.
And it's like months later when I realized that I cannot be with somebody who does not understand the basic fundamentals of what I think a good person should be. Don't understand it. Then months later, all of a sudden, it's like this light bulb goes off where you understand exactly what I meant in that situation.
And it's too late.
But you know, I think what happens in that situation is they realize like, dang, that person's really not coming back. And then they're like trying to think, okay, well what did I do that really like finalized this? And then they're like,
go back to that conversation.
Yeah.
I do feel like sometimes things can be rekindled, but I think the way things end determine if it can be rekindled. I feel like if I go to end something amicably with you and you are straight up gaslighting me, or you have an attitude with me trying to voice my concern, say, hey, I think we should go our separate ways, and then you come back around, I'm sorry, we're not rekindling because you were very unkind to me in that moment when I decided to be an honest, open adult and communicate instead of ghosting you, and now you want to come back around. You're not getting any grace. You're not getting it. I just don't think you deserve it in that moment.
No, that's true. Be very careful about how people treat you when you're vulnerable, because like, if you can't even treat me with respect when I am at my lowest, like, you don't deserve me when I'm healthy and feeling. No, you don't deserve that.
I think that's like that's like peak for me. Like I cannot, like, if you're treating me any kind of way and I'm at any kind of low point, even if it's a medium point, it's done. Like as I was like, and that's why I feel like the friendships or acquaintances stuff I can't come back from, because it's already like you're adding insult to injury, and it's like I knew how I felt in that moment, and I knew what and so it's just like it's forever lights out.
I agree with Crystal. There are people that they've done some really weird stuff, and having an apology can kind of like bring us back. It's kind of like this is just you, and it's cool. Wish you well, but like there's just like why are we kidding ourselves here? You know what I mean?
So like, my question, okay, so what is like an apology to y'all? Like what, like how does someone have to apologize to you to truly accept, for you to truly accept? Like for instance, would you rather somebody like apologize to you like with change behavior, actions, words, or like are you like a gift person? Like no, like apology fee type shit, or like
so. Oh, sorry.
A collection of all.
I mean, type shit.
Literally.
Literally. But I'm not gonna lie. No, like it really, for me, I really hate the word I'm sorry, because then it's just like
me too.
Now you apologize. Now it's like, do we not have to talk about it because you apologize? No, like and even change behavior, like obviously that should come with it. But I would like, okay, apologize, but actually like give me context of why you're apologizing for it. Like, let me know, like, okay, this is why I'm apologizing. So you understand. So I know that you understand. No. I said, give me context of what you're apologizing for. So I know that you understand.
You're acknowledging what you're sorry for.
What you're sorry for.
I mean, not even sorry. You're apologizing.
Guys would like
people
love
be
to do
entitled
this
with these apologies, boy.
No, hold on. Let me land. Entitled is actually entitled when you did me wrong is wild.
It's just knowing what you're. You can't be apologizing and not knowing what you're apologizing for.
When I'm entitled to be apologizing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you did me, imagine doing me dirty, you just tell me sorry.
Ooh, can I?
No, let's not.
I was always told if someone says sorry, they're gonna do it again. When they actually apologize, that's
and men, you know, men love to do that as like a little here, damn, like okay, sorry. No, I don't want. I don't give a damn about a sorry. And respectfully, and I know the gifts are cool too. I don't give a damn about that either. Like I don't, because it's like you trying to give me these gifts and give me all these things, thinking it's gonna solve things. No, and you're still doing the same thing that you did just because you gave me gifts. I think that change anything. I don't want that.
Before, because I do want to touch on what you said earlier, I do want to explain why you might have had the reaction to what Crystal said. So there are 5 apology languages, and I'm not going to like spit them off head, but or the exact names. One of them is like you need someone to express remorse. You need them to make restitution, which means like they have to make it up to you in some way. Like if someone like forgets to pick you up, they have to offer to take you somewhere else. Or the third one is they have to accept full responsibility, which means they just like take full accountability. The fourth one is you need to hear that they have to give you time. They have to request forgiveness. Like they understand it's not like saying sorry, but they say, hey, can you find it in your heart to forgive me? Like in this amount of time, and they wait for you to double back. And the fifth one is, I said I wasn't gonna read it, but I actually am. But the fifth one is genuinely repenting, which is changed behavior. So I think that everyone apologizes in different ways and hears apologies in different ways. So for you, what she is saying is like, I need to hear you take accountability, or I need to hear you request forgiveness. You think it's begging. Like to you feel like sorry is enough. And so you may sometimes.
So me, it's all about actions.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, you may sometimes apologize to her in a way that you think is acceptable, and she may not want to forgive you because you're not apologizing to her in her apology language.
And that's the thing. I think that some people try to force like different types of apologies out of you. And it's like, so for me, whenever I want someone to apologize to me, I'm thinking about action. So for me, of course, whenever I'm going to apologize to somebody else, I'm thinking like my actions are going to show that I have clearly changed. Like I'm apologetic. Whereas like, some people, like you said, you want to hear like that them taking accountability. So when people come to me and they're like, okay, well, I want you to take full accountability for this, and I want you to explain this out X, Y, and Z. I'm just like, what? Like for me, it comes off like, dang, like my apology isn't good enough. And
no, I will say it's actually not, because you apologize to somebody who you hurt, so you have to apologize in the way that they're going to accept,
language.
Right?
Okay.
So, for instance, you're saying that change behavior. Who's to say that you even get a chance to change your behavior? Because you may not get a chance to behave around me. You know what I mean? Right, I haven't forgiven you, so you don't get a chance to even act around me for me to even perceive how you've changed. For me, in order for me to accept your forgiveness, I need to know that you even know that you're sorry for.
So if you're not, if you already know you're not going to forgive that person, why are you asking for
I don't
think
it's that. I know for me, definitely when it comes to like romantic relationships, I need you to take full accountability for what you did, because I need you to understand why I'm upset and why I'm hurt, so that you understand what you need to change in your behavior. I need both. You can't tell me sorry and say, oh, I won't, like I'm not going to do it again. But what did you do?
Exactly.
What did you do so I can explain to you that made me feel like this and I do not like that. So you cannot do that again. And then you allow me to give change behavior. But to me, if I don't get that, I'm not gonna lie, it's not a pretty sight. I can't let it go. I can't let it go.
I'm the same way.
Because I've definitely had somebody apologize to me. They kept saying sorry, and I would not accept it, because I was like, you keep saying sorry. What are you sorry for? They could not answer the question. They were just like, well, first you need to tell me what I did. The fact that you don't even know what you did means that you will never get to come back.
You're just saying sorry to say sorry, and you're not sorry.
What if they're actually?
No, they're not. No,
how are you not sorry if you don't know? How are you sorry if you don't know what you're sorry for?
The thing is, it's like you can actually. Okay, so the thing is, like, y'all. I'll be honest with you. I think that people have, how can I word this properly? People have different triggers. Okay? So, and people have different triggers based on their past, what they have gone through, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, there are some times that I have had a situation with somebody, and I truly did not think, I truly can't see why they reacted the way that they did. But what I can tell is that you're hurt. And I can tell that you're upset. So yes, I am going to apologize in that moment, because that's not how I want to make you feel. Now, does that, it might come, that apology might come with, hey, like I don't completely understand why you would react that way, because I wouldn't. But
that apology is not.
But that's the thing. I'm not going to say that. That's the thing. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say like, hey. But now, if you go into, well, I want to know exactly what you're apologizing for, and I want to know why I got upset. And I might, in that moment, I really might not know. But what I am doing is apologizing to you as my friend, as my boyfriend, as whatever it might be, because I know that clearly upsets you.
Yeah, but let me interject here. I feel like so let's say if something happens, right, and you say, okay, hey, I'm sorry. And I go like, okay, I accept your apology, but, that made me feel this way, and this is why I felt this way. I feel like it really hurt my feelings, da-da-da. Even you acknowledging my explanation as to why
of course.
I feel, that's also like, okay, you're listening to me. That's also, okay, I feel heard. I think that's also like a, not change behavior, but it's kind of like an acceptance of like, okay, you know what, I'm acknowledging this person's feelings, even though they may not agree, sort of speak, but it's like, okay, let me let them speak and say like, okay, this is how they felt. This would, again, I think it's very important to like acknowledge people's different apology languages, because a lot of people love to sprinkle shit and just be like, okay, just so they can shut up. And it's like, no, I don't, let's not run into this issue in the future, because again, how many times has a guy been like, okay, sorry, and it's like they turn around and do it again. Same thing with gifts. Do you know I've gotten so many gifts, and it's like you still are doing the same thing. I don't want a gift. I don't want this gift.
And that's what I think. And I completely agree with you. I completely agree. Like whenever someone's able to explain to me, like, "Hey, okay, this is actually what hurt me," and I'm like, you know what? I see that. Like I understand your point of view, and I apologize for that. I can, but if someone like Michelle said. If Michelle came to me and was like, well, what are you apologizing for?
Well, no,
and I'm looking at you like, well,
I don't think that's the right way
you can hear the genuineness in people's in their reception to like, okay, what they did. Because if you say you apologize, I'm like, yeah, like it hurt my feelings, and you're like, you know what, damn, my bad. Yeah. You can hear the genuineness in people's like actions. So it's like, that's, it's a different situation when it comes to that. You're not going to be like, okay, well, say sorry and then write me an essay. No.
Well, that's like, because that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like when you're in class and they're like, write me an essay for what you did wrong.
Say sorry 30 times, right? I'm sorry.
It's what you did 30 times. Brings it to your attention and you're like, I'm sorry. What are you sorry about though?
Yeah.
Like that was so quick. Okay. So you're sorry? What are you sorry about?
I think it's just active. I think it's just active listening and understanding why that person felt the way that they did. Now, like I said, I'm like me coming to you and saying I'm apologizing. I might not understand it until you actually break it down and explain it to me. But I think that that's also okay to accept that.
But the thing is, I stand by. I do not accept apologies when people don't understand what they're apologizing for, because I do think that it's okay to feel like you've hurt your friend's feelings and not be sorry. And I'd rather you just not be sorry, because if for instance, and not to demonize you, but if you were in that moment, right, and you said, "I don't know why you reacted that way," I wouldn't have reacted that way, and in your mind, you're thinking, "I'm not really sure what I did to make you feel that way. I'm actually not even sorry that I did that. I'm actually just sorry that you. I'm sorry how you reacted." To me, it's like I don't feel any way about how I reacted. So you don't need to apologize to me for my reaction because my reaction is not the issue.
No, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but you don't.
You don't think that that's gonna continue carrying on to that relationship that person didn't apologize?
No, wait. But yes, because what are you apologizing for? For instance, are you apologizing for your behavior, or are you apologizing to my reaction? Because I don't need an apology for my reaction. I need an apology for your behavior. So unless you, for instance, if you say like, "Hey, I've been late every day this week. I apologize for being late." But if you were just like, "Well, you know what? You knew that I worked 30 minutes away. I don't understand why you'd be upset that I'm so late. But okay, I'm sorry that you were mad about that." But in the back of your head, you're like, "She's tripping, da-da-da." I can receive that apology is not genuine. It's kind of just like, okay, you know what? I need to find someone else to pick me up because this is going to happen again because this person is not even going to try to make a change to make sure they can get off work earlier to pick me up or anything like that. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not going to lie. Like, even when I apologize to other people, that is how I apologize. Like, I'll never hit somebody up and just be like, "Hey, I'm sorry." I will truly, even before I say sorry, I'm going to be like, "Hey, what's going on? Let me know." We'll talk about it and I'll try to figure out what exactly it is that I did so I can make sure that I'm apologizing for whatever my actions are. I never issue blanket apologies because it's like insincere. I need to make sure if I'm actually sorry because I might just be like, "Hey, I'm not sorry about that. I'm not going to lie."
I'm not going to apologize for the sake of apologizing. That's crazy behavior. Because to me, it's like,
Yeah.
And because sometimes you apologize, you accept the responsibility for something that ain't got nothing to do with you. So I'm not saying sorry.
Like,
I'll hear you though, but I'm not apologizing.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for tuning into another episode with the Petty Party Crew. You guys, make sure that y'all following us on all platforms. That's Petty Party Pod on TikTok, Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. And if you have any motos or you need any advice, please email us at pettyparty12814@gmail.com. So signing out, this is Crystal, a.k.a. Champagne Chris. Peace, y'all.
Bye, guys. It is your girl, Jori Alia.
Bye, y'all. It's your girl, Shell.
Bye, everyone. It's just Nick.
And y'all, just make sure y'all visit Love Me Hair. Well, their Instagram is at Love Me Hair, LUVME Hair. And then also use our discount code PP25 to get a 27% discount off your purchase. And it's honestly good for a month. So take advantage. I know school is about to come up. I know people are needing new units. This will be a good time to take advantage of this sweet deal. And also, y'all, you can low-key get my unit because I low-key kind of like it. I'm kind of
Period.
And they have
a new look.
Yeah, no, they have such a good variety. So make sure you go on and check out their entire website because I was like, oh my gosh, like I want like 5 or 10 of different ones. So you have a variety.
So yeah, and also too, make sure you tag us too. We want to see you, your new bundles, your new units, and
Summer's
also
not over.
No, literally, it's just getting started. But it's your girl Paulette signing out. Holla.
Bye everyone.
Give me a P. Give me a E.